my name is Cindy Avila, host of Green Goddess, a fabulous meat-free cooking show. A lot of the recipes I cook up on this show are now also featured in the new Green Grocer Cookbook. I'm thrilled to be one of the contributors here because fruits and vegetables, well, that's my thing. I went to the Natural Gourmet Institute where most of my culinary training focused on vegetables, so it is a perfect fit for me, and it's going to be a perfect fit for you as you take a look at some of the fabulous recipes there. I'm going to show you right now how to put together my chunky guacamole, one of my favorite recipes, a recipe that actually won me TLC's Dinner Takes All reality cooking show competition. So for much more on me and on the cookbook, go to my blog, nomeatnoproblem.wordpress.com. But first, take a look at this fabulous recipe.
I love guacamole. I can eat it every day. I sometimes eat guacamole just for lunch with a wrap. I'm going to show you what I'm going to serve it with later, but first I'm going to cut a ripe avocado. When you go to the store, if you're going to make your guacamole the same day, make sure they're nice and soft and ripe. And this one's actually a little bit brown, but otherwise pretty perfect. So I'm just going to take the pit out, and then I'm going to cut it right in the avocado. I'm going to cut that up. And I'm cutting in small cubes. Small cubes. I'm going to get a spoon out, and I'm just going to spoon that into my great bowl, just like the ones you get when you go to the Mexican restaurant and get your guacamole. It's very heavy though. If you go out and buy it, which I did, and then walked home, I found that that was a pretty heavy trip, so hopefully you have a car to bring this home because this weighs about 10 pounds. So I'm just spooning all this in. And I'm going to keep it very chunky. You don't want to puree this guacamole. You want it to be very chunky. Now I'm going to cut up the rest of my onions, and I want these to be a little smaller, a little minced. But I do like, this is a very chunky guacamole, so I don't want to tell you to cut these too small because you want to get, it's kind of like a salsa guacamole almost, because you want big chunks of stuff. Okay, now I'm going to add my onions to the avocado. Yeah, that looks like enough. Throw out the rest of them. Then I'm gonna get some tomatoes. I like to get the little grape tomatoes because then I cut them up. I don't have to cut much. Just a few cuts there. And you still get a lot of that skin, which is so good. Otherwise, you get a big tomato, you get a lot of the inside mealy part. This way you're getting all juicy, dark red, lovely parts. And I like a lot of tomato in here because, like I said, it resembles in some ways a salsa, and a salsa, of course, has a lot of tomatoes. So I'm just going to cut a bunch of these. Okay, I think that's it. We'll put the rest of our tomatoes in. Then we're going to want to put some salt in. I'm going to grate some salt in there. I like a lot of salt. Of course, if you're watching your sodium intake, you probably won't want as much. Then we've got some fresh cilantro. I picked this up at a farmer's market yesterday. I just happened to stumble upon it, and I thought, wow, that looks like some good cilantro. So I'm just going to kind of tear this apart. Small pieces of cilantro, because that can be a little strong if you put in bigger pieces. So I'm trying to just tear that into smaller pieces. And then you just mix it up, but you want to kind of gently mix it up because you do want it to remain nice and chunky. So mix it up, and then we're going to get that ready to serve. Perfect. So I serve it with blue chips, and I also serve it with some flour tortillas. In this case, these are red chili tortillas. So a lot of times I'll wrap the guacamole in like a wrap, or you can peel off pieces of that and eat it like those are tortillas just like this. Just put a little guacamole on. People love it. People also love the choice.